Hello, my mysterious crewmates. It's Captain Mystery here. And I'm coming on the couch, again. So this video is gonna be a more serious one, because that's apparently what I'm making now, not intentionally. So I felt the need to, and this video is going to be another unscripted one. I was going to write a script, or I was going to at least plan it out, but then I realized, you know what, it's probably better if I just sort of speak from the heart, and also I didn't know if I had the actual time to actually write out a script. So this video is going to be another, it's going to be scriptless, basically. So, ideally I get this out fast, but the important thing that recently, MatPat of Game Theory, has decided to step down from being host from the channel that he created, a long time, like 12 years ago. Might have been 10. I think it was 10, probably like 10 years ago. 10 or 12 years ago, I can't remember the exact date. I watched MatPat when I was younger. I watched him way back when Gaijin Goomba still had Culture Shock on it. Just to age myself a little bit. Yeah. When I saw the news, it definitely hurt. It hurt a decent amount. 'Cause MatPat has been with me, or I've watched Game Theory for a long time. He was one of the, like, earliest channels that I, like, actively watched and came back to. A part of this video is, this video I'm making, a part of it is going to be me just going through, because I've watched YouTube for a long time, for roughly since like 2009, very roughly. I've for the first, so I was saddened and heartbroken, as a lot of people were. I remember the old, the old intro. Oh, hi. My cat is being, my cat's running around right now. I remember the old, the first intro, I remember the old Mario running intro, with Mario with all the game consoles he's running past. I remember that. I remember, back when, he made a bunch, I can't remember the catalyst for this, but I remember back when, PewDiePie was still the most subscribed subscribed YouTube channel. I remember, Matt made a whole bunch of theories and a whole bunch of videos on that. I remember, what else? I remember his old show, the old creators that he would allow upload to his channel. Gaijin Goomba was one of them. I remember, that was the main one I watched. I remember, Deadlock was another one. Oh, but that one came a little bit later, at least in the context of what we're talking about right now. I remember, gosh, the first video, I think the first video I ever watched of his was is Minecraft Diamond Armor actually like effective protection? What else? He was, like I said, among the first YouTubers when I was a child, when I was younger, he was among the first YouTubers that I actively watched and would look forward to a video upload. Man, so when I first started watching YouTube, so how I even found YouTube was, back when in like 2009, and this was probably when I was like, maybe, God, this was back when I was probably like 8, 9, 10, or 11, or like 9, 10, or 11, and, how I found out about YouTube was, when, my father, really liked listening to music, and I think it was a birthday gift, a birthday or a Christmas gift from my mother to him. My mother, I think, got my father an iPod, because he really liked listening to music, and, I don't know if it came pre-installed, but and this was back in 2009, the iPod, I don't know if this came pre-installed, but somehow YouTube was installed on the iPod the first time I can remember, like, actively, like, using it, when, I'll never forget this, for some reason this is just stuck in my mind, I found YouTube on the iPod while some babysitters were watching me, or when a babysitter was watching. Remember, this was back when I was really young, like I said, 9, 10, or 11, I can't remember the exact age, but when I found, some babysitters were watching me and my siblings, and I think I asked, like, hey, what's this YouTube? And the babysitter was decently, the babysitter was a teenager, I think, at the time, and the babysitter said, oh, it's YouTube. There are some good videos on there, there's some bad videos on there, and then, I can't, that was probably the first time I'd ever heard of YouTube. The first time I probably used it, I can't remember the videos I would watch, but I remember, just to age myself, I don't even know what happened to these videos, but way back when the viral videos back then, or the viral video I remember watching the most was the Gummy Bear dance song, the soccer one specifically. I haven't seen that video in a long time, but I remember that was my first, like, kind of favorite video. And then, we're gonna jump forward a bunch of years. The first YouTube channel I remember being a fan of was The Annoying Orange. Hey, so quick sidebar. I want to preface this next section with something. So, I'm literally in the middle of editing. I'm in the middle of editing this video right now. And after I stopped filming, I got curious and I looked up old YouTube nostalgia playlist because this video is on, like, YouTube nostalgia, right? And I saw The Annoying Orange YouTube video, the one that went viral, super viral, and it was uploaded to Dane Bow's personal channel, because at the time, The Annoying Orange didn't have a dedicated YouTube channel. I got curious. I was just thinking, okay, are there any new uploads? I haven't checked in like 6 years, and like 6 or 5 years, and I went to the YouTube channel. And this is what I found. There haven't been any uploads in like 7 years, by the way. And then I saw this photo, and I didn't immediately recognize it for reasons that would become very obvious. I didn't immediately recognize it. Later in the video, I talk about how YouTube channels would sometimes get bought and their names would change and their owners would change. And I thought, okay, this was just one of those cases where the channel was bought by someone else, and yeah. And then I checked the Instagram link for it, and apparently Dane Bow is transgender now, and I cannot describe the mind blow I had when I found this out. I had no clue. I had legitimately no clue about this. Because, like I said, I haven't checked the channel in like 5 or 6 years. So, I just want to preface this next section with that. That's about all I needed. May the video continue. Back when they were still, were really popular, way back. And I was a super big fan of, The Annoying Orange and Dane Bow, who was the creator of it. And I watched The Annoying Orange channel occasionally, but for some reason I got super attached to his second channel and his gaming channel, because of the fact that at the time I really liked the gaming channel's YouTube videos, and for some reason I found myself super attached to Dane Bow's second channel. This was back when that's how old I was. This was back when YouTubers had like specialty channels, and this probably continues in some form today, but back when I used, and I still do use YouTube, but back then YouTubers would like split off their channels into like a second channel where they might post like more casual more like casual, non-edited content, and gaming. This was back when like Let's Plays. We're skipping forward a little more, but when like Let's Plays were like super popular, and Minecraft was like it ruled the world at the time. I moved I don't want to say I moved on, but I found other channels. Now we're going to get into like the Minecraft like Let's Plays era, and I would watch. I would watch a few. I'm trying to remember them all, but the Let's Play channels I would watch were Zach Scott Games, and that was for. I got like super into Let's Plays because my parents were. My parents were super strict about the games that they would let me play, and they just outright would not let me play anything M-rated. But I was also, because I was more into gaming at this time, I would hear about like the M-rated releases coming out, and I would hear like people, and I would be curious, like, okay, what's so bad about these? And that's how I watched. Excuse me. That's how I would watch M-rated gaming through the Let's Plays, because I was curious about what the big deal was. And then we're in the Let's Play era, and Minecraft. Some of the Minecraft YouTubers I would watch. There was this small channel. I can't even remember how I found them, but the first Minecraft channel channel that focused on a lot on Minecraft I watched was a channel called You Always Win. I think they're still around, and I watched them a lot. And then another a channel I watched a lot that apparently this isn't necessarily a good thing, but keep in mind I was very young. But a channel I watched a lot of when I was younger was Sky Does Minecraft. He was just the funniest guy when I was younger. He was just, and I watched him through a lot of the Minecraft rule on YouTube. And then who else would I watch? I watched and then I also found this channel is also what happened to our heroes, man. Another channel I watched a lot was Venturian Tale. Apparently there was some weird. I'm skipping over. Because this isn't really that style. Because this isn't a drama video. I'm just kind of skipping over the unpleasant parts of the channels in question. All I know is that Sky Does Minecraft did a bunch of weird things, and I haven't checked in a while on what those things were, and so did Venturian Tale, apparently. But I watched a lot of those two channels back when I was younger. Another channel I watched a lot of was... Oh, Dan TDM. Dan TDM I watched a lot. And then I stopped watching Sky after the Sky Does Minecraft drama is sort of like its own nightmare to look into, but I stopped watching Sky. There was a point where I can't remember, because remember this is years and years ago. I can't remember exactly how, but he said he would stop uploading Minecraft content, and that was the point where I jumped ship to another YouTube channel I watched for a while was Sunday. I really liked him. We've moved a little too far forward. started watching, I said how I started watching game theory. I some other channels I watched during this time. We're gonna need to back up a little bit. But back probably there is there is a video. This was back when I tried to do Let's Plays. But there's a video of the Minecraft Story Mode DOC where they got a bunch of famous Minecraft YouTubers and had them do voices. That blew my that blew my mind. Some other YouTube channels I watched at the time were sorry, keep in mind that this was a while back. I watched some OG YouTubers I watched that I still sometimes even go back to are Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. Oh, my cat is with me now. I still sometimes go back to those channels and watch what's like recent. What else? I watched a lot of... I watched a little bit of Stampy. A little bit. Not much, but when I heard about his like Minecraft series like ending, I was just like, oh, okay, that came out of nowhere. I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have as much of an emotional attachment to Stampy, but I saw that and I thought, oh wow, this is gonna hit a lot of people. I watched a lot of I watched a decent amount of back when like this was back when like reactions were like back when like YouTube reacts were big popular. Here's another channel that apparently I had a bad habit of picking channels that would do something stupid later in their career. But I watched the like Fine Bros reactions videos a lot back then. I also watched you see, something you'll realize is that if you chart out my whole like when I first started watching YouTube to today, you'll see like I shift channels. I typically have like, you can probably even split it up into like different like parts based on like the channel I primarily watched. Who else did I watch a lot of? I also watched a decent amount of one second, I'm gonna need to go back and remember. Okay, I also watched a decent amount of Tobuscus and Peanut Butter Gamer. I loved the Peanut Butter Gamer's videos. I thought they were really funny, and I thought they were really interesting. Something I was really into when I was younger for a while. Well, not a while, but like a long enough that kind of stands out in my mind were like countdown videos. So like top 10 levels in video games or something like that. I watched, because of that, like I watched a decent amount of like Watch Mojo. I don't, and then I also watched, I mentioned Peanut Butter Gamer. I watched another, a dedicated countdown like YouTube channel, called Fawfo's Minion. I watched it a lot when I was younger. I watched another gaming YouTube channel, that I found, called The Gaming Lemon, a lot when I was younger. I think I even shouted him out. I did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge when I was, way back when, and I think I shouted him out because I didn't know at the time that that's not how that's meant to work. It's meant to shout out people who you know. I watched him a lot, and then I watched, I stopped watching him because he didn't upload like very consistently. But I found his videos really funny. Another, you see, the point of me making this video is that, like, because the trend today is that, like, OG, like touchstone YouTubers are, like, starting to go into retirement. Game Theory, well, MatPat is one of them. Tom Scott is one of them. I didn't watch I only sort of discovered him recently, which is sad because I discovered him like right at the end. Right at the end of his YouTube, what he's been doing on YouTube. So our heroes are, and Game Theory, saying that he's leaving Game Theory isn't true. He's still going to be like working as like a behind the scenes, like sort of, he's still going to be involved, just not be the host, which sucks a little. But he's going to be doing his own, a cool new thing. That's cool. So we're starting to like get into the point where I started losing interest in Let's Plays, and I started moving into like tech, because I love computers. And the first tech YouTuber I watched actively was Austin Evans. And then I didn't discover Marques Brownlee until much later. The first one I found was not Linus Tech Tips, that also comes later. Was Austin Evans, and then I can't remember how, but I then found Linus Tech Tips. I can't for the life of me remember the first video I watched of his, or of Austin Evans. And keep in mind that when I say, and then I watched, chances are I'm like moving away from a channel that I liked. I don't know what happened to the Buscus. I just kind of stopped watching him, and then he kind of just fell off the face of the earth, and then I don't know what he's doing now. And then another channel that I watched, we're kind of reaching the limits of my memory. I also watched, so we're sort of into like because at this point, I like, more or less stopped watching, like, this was at the point where Minecraft was just kind of, I stopped watching Sunday, and it was, this I remember explicitly, he said that he would just, he just said that he would stop doing Minecraft content, and then I just kind of stopped watching him shortly after, and like I said, I got into, I love computers, and I really like computers, and I started watching, Austin Evans, and I don't know if I discovered, Linus Tech Tips, around this time. I do remember, I kind of remember how I discovered him. It was through his Tech Quickie videos. I can't remember the first video I watched from that YouTube channel, but, that is how, because Tech Quickie is owned by Linus, and I found Linus Tech Tips probably shortly after. I definitely watched more people, but at this point we're sort of in the era of me watching YouTube before where I guess you could say I am now. I went through and tried to jog my memory. I forgot how many Pokemon YouTubers I watched. I watched Maryland back when I still watched like Let's Plays. I watched a channel called Unlisted Leaf. I watched another channel called like Loxton Noggin, who was kind of like Game Theory but a different guy, and then a decent amount of more Pokemon videos, and then yeah, I watched a decent amount of Pokemon YouTubers. There's probably more. In fact, there's almost certainly more. Like, if, I don't know if my subscribed list, if the YouTubers I subscribe to are public. I can't remember, I don't know if that's actually publicly set. But if you, like, look at the YouTubers that I'm currently subscribed to, I probably don't watch, I probably watch maybe a quarter of the YouTubers I'm subscribed to. In fact, a lot of these YouTubers I can't even remember why I subscribed to at all. Like, before I started rolling, I went down my subscribed list and I thought, wait, I don't recognize like half of these people. I subscribed to another channel I watch sometimes was the music channel Monster Cat. I stopped watching them a while back, but they were a music publishing company. They still publish music that YouTubers could use in like their videos. You Always Win used some of their music for their intros. Another YouTube channel, like I'm going through, I'm going through like my subscribed list, and like one of the people I'm still subscribed to is whoever the heck this guy is. I can't remember why I subscribed to him, but apparently I did. Also, like, because I don't like actively go through and my subscribed list and like check like, I don't, like, actively remind myself of who I'm subscribed to. A lot of these channels have, like, the channels I'm subscribed to, I'm almost certain changed their name at some point and, like, pivoted to something very drastic. Like this one I just found, it's called It Girl. But I cannot remember ever, like, subscribing to this YouTube channel, and I'm almost certain it was at some point, like, a different channel that just pivoted. Like, maybe the guy sold it, which means the owner of it will forever be a mystery in my head. That's another YouTube channel that I can't remember why I subscribed to, or it might have been a different channel. Yeah, that's a lot of them. So, our heroes are leaving, and, yeah, it's, the time is ours now, I'm probably sounding kind of soapboxy, yeah, if you've ever, back when YouTube still did YouTube Rewind, I remember, going back to, like, some of the earlier ones, and just like, feeling just so nostalgic, because those videos were, like, the biggest trends on YouTube all put into one giant video. Man, I kind of miss them. I miss them. And then, I remember, this was, just to, like, age myself a little more, I remember back when, like, getting 10 million subscribers, or, like, achieving 10 million subscribers meant, like, you were, like, a king of YouTube. You were just it was huge, it was massive, and, it was, like, the biggest deal if you did, and now, we have channels that get to 100K, or 100 million, subscribers, like Mr. Beast. He came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere and then just raced past everyone. I also watched, well, let me think, currently, the, like, sort of main channel I watch is a streamer called Doug, because, he's just the funniest guy ever to me. I remember when, like, Twitch streaming became more popular, I thought streaming was, I couldn't get into it, watching streaming, that is, but now I don't watch, streamers like, a lot. I don't watch, like, a lot of them. In fact, I only, like, watch, like, one actively, and that's Doug, and then another one I like is Purple Cliff, and then that's literally it. I watched, if we may go back, I watched a little bit of Smosh. I watched a lot of their Smosh gaming videos. And then, I watched, yeah, that's probably a lot of the channels that I watched and kept, like, some track of, or, like, kept track that I watched them. There are probably other channels that I watched briefly and then, like, forgot, and then, yeah, like, it's gonna, it sucks, a little, but, it just sucks, that, as I said, our heroes are kind of leaving, but the future is ours. I still make videos occasionally because I hope one day, I don't know, maybe I can make something cool out of this. Yeah, well, I'm not leaving anytime soon. I've been watching YouTube for a long time, and, it's been nice, and I'm not leaving anytime soon, like I said. If I may bring up the YouTube rewinds again, like, going back and watching, like, the YouTube rewinds that were still good, it's, like, just the most nostalgic feeling ever. I remember, well, I remember watching them and thinking that they were just the coolest thing ever. Seeing, like, my favorite YouTubers in them, was always super cool. Yeah, I remember, now we're getting sort of into trends. I remember people would make, like, Minecraft animations and, like, parodies of songs. There was a Minecraft animation YouTuber I liked called, I remember now, it was Slamacow. I watched the guy's animations a lot, and I remember, speaking of the larger Minecraft animations, I remember all the Minecraft parody songs that came out. That's how I found Try Hard Ninja. Who else? Yeah, I remember all the Minecraft parody songs that would come out, and they were great. I also, man, how time goes. So, I'm sort of trying to close off this video at this point. But man, it's been a while, and, we're moving forward, alright, and, you know, things change, YouTube changes, my interests change, yeah, we move forward, we still move forward, and, it's not always easy, but we move forward. Yeah, at this point, I don't even know, like, what YouTubers are even watched now. I watch Doug. I watch, Dr. Mike and, like, Legal Eagle. Oh! Captain Sparkles! I didn't watch a lot of Captain Sparkles. I watched him occasionally. I couldn't really get into him like I did some of the other YouTubers I watched. I watched him a little bit. And what else? Yeah, it's like, I watch Scott the Woz, as well, currently. Oh, JonTron. I watched, I haven't, I watch a little bit of JonTron. I haven't, watched him, but not as, like, frequently as I watch, like, other channels. Just, like, yeah, a little, anyway. I also watched, oh god, oh, Vsauce. I was a big, and I still kind of am, but I watched Vsauce a lot when I was younger. I watched, I watched all three Vsauces. I watched Vsauce 3 probably more often than the others, because I liked, he did a lot of, like, gaming focused stuff, and I liked, his gaming stuff. Gosh, my god, I'm just, who else? we're kind of at the point where I've sort of reached the ending of my, my memory. But yeah, I'm still trying to close off this video. Now I will. It's been a journey. I stuck around game theory for probably longer than most other channels that I watch. But my god, yeah, that's gonna be, man, sorry, we're good, it's, man, it's nostalgia, man. Is it, at this point I can call myself old? I never thought I'd see that day. Well, eventually I would, I guess. On YouTube, I remember back when, like, the view counter would freeze at 301 for, like, half a day, and then views would go back up. Or views would start getting counted again. That does not happen anymore. I also remember back YouTube, I remember way back when YouTube would change the UI every, like, 6 weeks, and I remember, like, no one liking it. I also ignore that motorcycle. I'm just like going back and, like, remembering, what else do I remember? I remember, I remember some of the when YouTube Red launched. Or it was called YouTube Red. Now it's called YouTube Premium. I remember some of like the exclusive like YouTube Premium content that you had to be a premium subscriber to watch, and I didn't watch a lot of them. I thought most of them were kind of weird. The only ones that I kind of liked were Game Theory's Game Lab, and did I even really like the Vsauce one? I think the only one I liked was Game Lab. Yeah, what else? Yeah, we are moving along alright. Anyway, I should probably just close off this video. I enjoy YouTube. Probably even a little too much. But it's a large part of my childhood. Large part of, how I used the internet. And, I'm pretty sure YouTube is literally my most visited website. And I think it's also probably my most used app. Yeah, we are moving into a new era for sure. I remember the adpocalypse controversy, because that was like the biggest controversy that a lot of people cared about. I remember that, and then like YouTube shifted, a lot of YouTubers shifted their like content style. I'm just kind of pulling this out of my memory. I remember like the adpocalypse being like the biggest deal. And then, like I said, that sort of like fundamentally changed YouTube to it changed a lot of how a lot of YouTubers it changed how people like approach YouTube. And yeah, what else? I'm just waxing poetically at this point. It's been a ride. I should probably just close off this video. Yeah, we're certainly moving forward. It's been a ride, and we're still on this ride. And we make this ride our own. Now a new generation's going to have their own favorite YouTubers that they watch now. And they're gonna wax poetically about, how they used to watch these YouTubers. What else? We're probably we're at the limit of my memory. We're moving forward, alright. But yeah, if you like this video, kind of, sort of, maybe a little, oh, actually, wait, one more thing. I remember, when YouTubers gave their subscribers nicknames. I call mine the Mysterious Crew. That's a holdover from that time, from that period of YouTube. What else? Yeah. If you like this video, kind of, sort of, maybe a little, hit that like button, and why not subscribe to join the Mystery Crew for more videos like this. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.